So today we'll be discussing about the SailPoint console. Okay, so we'll have a walkthrough on the SailPoint console. How does it look like, and what all things and options are there? And in the next session, we'll install the SailPoint on your machines. There are some software that is required, so I will help you with that. Maybe I will install during that session only. Okay. So just give me give let me give you the background on the SailPoint, what it does, and what are the features of SailPoint that we usually utilize, and basically SailPoint is used for user management lifecycle. When I say user management lifecycle, it is basically for onboarding the users into the SailPoint, for the automated user creation in SailPoint, and provisioning into the target systems. When I say provisioning, it's nothing but a user creation into the target systems. So let's say if there are thousands of users that joins a particular organization in a single day. So it's not feasible in a traditional way. What we are doing is we are creating the users manually. HR used to take your details and then put somewhere in the form, and then that is submitted, and then they were creating the users manually. Okay, but that process will not help for longer because we cannot manually create thousands of users. So in that scenarios, this SailPoint or any other IAM tool that comes into the picture, which automates this whole end-to-end process of user creation into the HRMS system, and then provisioning those users into the target applications. Okay, and there are a couple of other features as well. This is just one of the features, but there are multiple other features as well that we can use of SailPoint to automate the end-to-end process. Okay, so once the SailPoint is installed, it looks like this. Right now I have installed this on my local machine. That's why you can see here it's a local host and port 8080, and this is basically the URL of SailPoint. So once it is launched onto the application servers, once it is deployed in the on the application servers, we can hit this URL and we can bring this whole UI into the browser. So now the question will come that how this is getting launched, how we can bring this SailPoint instance up. So there are a set of installation that needs to be done. So I will be covering that all those installation in our next session. So I will get it installed on your machine so that you can go through the UI and then understand what all features we have, what different tabs are doing, and what all things we can achieve using these tabs. So
Ronnie, just one question. So, the installation, okay, fine. Actually, the SailPoint application as such, is it running on some other application server, which is from Java Tomcat or maybe a Spear, something like that, or
yes,
they have their own
it
stack?
yeah, it is running on Tomcat. So
Okay.
basically we deploy that war file in the Tomcat. So we will take all those questions in detail in our next session. I will tell you what application server we are using, which version of Java we are using, and what war file we are deploying. So we'll discuss all those questions in detail. That's just do not worry about that. Okay,
And
so
also,
now
Ronnie, regarding the DB,
Mhm.
this is compatible with most of the DBs, I guess, right? So we have to install a DB also in our.
Yes, MySQL server will install, and
Okay.
it supports 3 to 4 types of databases.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll install MySQL server, then we'll create the schema, and SailPoint has the capability to generate all those tables for the different type of databases. It has different scripts. So when we run those scripts, it will generate the schema and the tables according to those supported platforms. So we'll do that in our next session, and all will be done locally on your machine itself. So you do not need to worry about the VMware, because sometimes when we install it, we face issues with the memory or system. Got crashed and all those things. So we'll just do the installation. It will take only 30 minutes or so, and then we should be okay. Then you can navigate and start using the SailPoint. You can start using and navigating to the different tabs and all those things. Okay. So now basically this is the SailPoint console. We call it as Identity IQ as well. So once you install and once you bring up the server, so you can see here is the logo of the SailPoint. Okay, and we have the different tabs to in order to achieve the different functionalities. Like if you can see on screen, we have home, my work, identities, application. So we'll go one by one in each of these tabs to see what all things this all these tabs holds. Now whatever you see, this is the home screen of SailPoint. Okay, so whatever you see under home on this home page, these are the policy violation, access reviews, approvals, manage user access. All these are called as quick links. Okay, and if you see below, these are the widgets, so you can call them as widgets. So by default there are some set of widgets that will be visible on the home page, but we can add or remove these widgets or quick links. Like if you see here, we have policy violations, access reviews, approvals, manage user access, track my request, create identity. So whatever we use more frequently on a day-to-day basis, we add those widgets here, those quick link here, so that we should not need to navigate here and need to, follow the whole journey of finding those quick links and then clicking on them and then doing our work. Okay. So it is always when whatever quick links you are using on a daily basis, because you are not going to be honest with you, you are not going to touch every quick link on everyday basis. You might be using, once in a month or twice in a month, but you will not use that frequently all of the quick links which is available. Okay, so what we usually do is basically this whole console, the user which I have logged in, it has administrator privilege, so I can see each of the tab. But in case if you have a less privilege access, you won't be able to see all the tab. There will be limited set of quick links based on your job function and capability that will be visible to you, and that will configure later down the line when we'll have session on those privileged access and less privileged access. Okay, so coming down to widgets, we can add and remove these widgets. Like if you go here, you don't need to do any coding or something. There is no high fancy thing. You need to click on edit here, and here you can see all the quick links which is visible on the screen. Okay, so the first one is policy violation, access reviews, approvals, manage user access, create identity. So like you in your browser, you set bookmarks, right? You set favorites because you have to use them daily. So that this is also more or less the same kind of a thing. So you can, if you want, if you do not want to use track my request on a daily basis or approvals on a daily basis, so you can remove that. Let's say if I'm not an admin and I do not need to create any identity, I can remove that quick link from the home page. And if I save here, I can clearly see that create identity is deleted from here. Okay, so you can add if you want to add. We can add, let's say if you do not want to add that, if you want to add for forms or any notification. So these are the different kind of cards. Let's say if you want to view the identity, you can add that widget and you can see it here. So basically it's a more or less favorite kind of a thing which you set in your browser. In case if you have to use these daily, you can configure them, you can add them, remove them, and based on your choice you can add and remove. It will not hold you back to while doing this activity if you are an administrator. Okay, so this is regarding the quick links. Then you have widgets also. If you say there are some widgets, latest violation work items, my access reviews, certification campaigns. So my access reviews is basically nothing. If any certification is launched, access review is launched, so there will be some certain access review that require your action, right? So sometimes if you are a manager or you are access reviewer on a particular thing, then you will see, you want to see those access reviews on a daily basis. Let's say if you log in the morning and you want to see what all access reviews are assigned to me, and you want to take the action, then what you will do, you will add that as a widget, and once you log in into the sale point, you can see and then take the necessary actions. The next is certification campaigns, then risk scoring likewise. So you can also perform the same operations with widgets also. You can remove them, you can add them, you can modify them. Okay. So any questions on widgets or quick links?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So to cut short, it is basically for your ease, whatever actions you want to take, you can add that quick link onto your home screen, and you can play around. If you want to do some daily report, you want to perform some operations, you want to take some actions, something like this. Now, this is today I will give you the walkthrough on all these quick links on all the tabs. But before that, I will would also like to show you the debug page. Okay, so basically developers basically use this debug page. You can think of it as a database for SailPoint also. So this is a uh, basically we call it as a debug page. So it provides you the facility of changing the object. So like in SailPoint, everything is object, like identity, user. Okay, so if you see here, this is the identity warehouse. So when I say identity, identity is nothing but I'm referring identity as a user. Okay. So if you see here, there are 21 users because this is my local machine. This is not any enterprise sale point which is deployed for any particular organization or any big organization. So these are the users which I have created through the HRMS system, through the authoritative source. So that's why you see the less number of people. Otherwise, big organization, they have 50,000 or 100,000 users. So this is the debug page from where we can see the objects. Let's say there is one identity, Andrew Smiley is the identity. This is the username. I will also in our upcoming sessions, I will explain how these users are kept, user details and attributes are being populated, from where we are fetching these attributes. Okay, so for everything in SailPoint, we have an object. Like for identity, or in other words, you can say user, we have an identity object. So if you click on the this drop down, you will see the different objects. Okay, like account, group, alert, and uh, and when you search for any object, you do not need to write. You have to just need to write the starting words, and then it will populate on its own. Then you have to select the string which is populated. Okay, and then you have to, if you see here, I have searched the identities. Okay, and it is showing me all the 21 identities. If you see the count here, and then whatever identity I want to search, I need to put the name here, and then it will come up on its own because I have provided the filter for that. So if I click on Andrew Smiley, ideally how we visualize the data in case if my backend is database. So what we usually do, we just log in into the MySQL server and we hit some queries like select star from where identity equal to Ronnie, based on the that ID value, that unique value in the table. So that's how basically in SailPoint every object will be shown in the form of a bean shell code. Bean shell is nothing but nothing, just a Java embedded into the XML. Okay. So if you see here, like if I go here, if you see the department of the users and do smelly department, so that is executive management, right? So if you see this line number says 16, it shows the department as executive management. What is the display name? What is the employee ID? So if I go here, you can see the employee ID is 504. Do not get confused with this string because this is the just a display label, and this is the name of that attribute. So in any application, like when we configured any attribute, we give the display name as well as the name of that attribute. The name basically used for fetching the value, and display name is just to show on the screen, right? So I will not go in much detail, but I would like to tell you guys that this is the identity XML in which we'll find all the details related to that particular user. Like for Andrew Smiley, you can check what is the department, display name, location, what all there are other attributes too. Okay, there is a mapping we have done we are fetching these attributes like other attributes like last name, first name. It's not coming on its own, right? And we are not, for thousands of users, we are not going to put it manually. That will be definitely, these attributes will come from somewhere. So we have already done the mapping that we'll do in our next upcoming sessions also, where I will integrate with the sale point with one authoritative source, and we pull the users into the sale point. So that's how it works. And this is the XML using which you can, in case if you want to check anything, you can check. And also you can edit also. You can, let's say if I want to modify the employee ID or a department, let's say if I want to move it to a financial management department. I'm just trying to update the department from the debug page. So now it is saved. So if I refresh here, ideally it should show the department as financial management. Okay. So instead of running if I do not have this debug page, then I have to manually log in into the SQL, and then I have to run some update command in order to update the department of the user. So this is basically for the developers ease. In case if it's a minor change, not you are not doing any coding in Java, you don't need to, here you don't, if you you need to do the coding in Java, then you need to build that code and put that jar files into the library, and then so you do not need to follow that long process when you are dealing with this XML, as it is quick and easy. So you can modify here using the debug page, and then you can modify the user attributes. So that's why it has been created, and we use it for that purpose. There are few other things as well. Let's say once our sale point is deployed, right? So we can check the when this was deployed, product information, what is the version, because we have installed 8.4. So it is showing a sale point version as 8.4. Is there any efix applied with the other information like identity statics? It shows how many number of identities are there, how many number active identities. So if you see here, I have 21 identities. Okay, so I can see here identity is number of identities that has been created, that is 21. And then the other properties, Java properties, and then we have a lot of, means we can see the configuration for the sale point on this page itself. Okay, so now coming back to sale point UI. So we just.
Ronnie,
Mhm,
just one question.
mhm,
Regarding this debug page,
mhm,
just go back to the debug page. It's uh, okay. You are showing the XML, right, wherein we
mhm.
can change those attributes, values,
Yes,
etc.
yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
can see the keys also, like for example, department.
Mm-hmm,
So if we have the capability to change those keys also, then it
mm-hmm,
will be a problem because it's in a customer system which is, I mean, on production. And
mm-hmm.
if we change something about the key, for example, department, display name, any of these things, will it not impact negatively? Because these are all
Yeah,
ultimately the database fields, right?
right, right. So for that, you need to be, let's say, if you are a part of a production support team, okay,
Mm-hmm.
in that case, you will be allowed to make these changes, okay. But now there is another part of it. Let's say if you have modified the department from executive to financial management or
Mm-hmm.
something else, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when the next, so these attributes, these are coming from somewhere, right? SailPoint
Mm-hmm.
is the just storing the user data.
Yeah.
It is not creating the identity. It is getting the data from somewhere, from the HRMS source, because HRMS is our trusted source. Okay. So
Yes.
even if you modify this data and you have the capability of modifying this attribute, it will again reversed. Okay. It will again
Yeah, it will
change
overwrite when
when we run the
data
next
compromises
application.
are. Okay.
Right, right. So that's how it works. So even if you change, it will not make any difference. And also when you will change, when there is any ticket in the production, right? If somebody raises out a ticket, okay, my department should be like this, but it has been somehow it has been showing this. Okay, so what you will do? First, you will check what is coming in the HR feed, right? If it is coming correctly, then you will check in SailPoint that if you have written some wrong logic because of which department is getting calculated wrong, right? So
Mhm.
you will check all these things, and in case if it is coming wrong from the HR side, then definitely you can reach out to as a production support team owner member, you will reach out to HR and you will inform that department should be financial management, but it is coming executive management, can you please check if it is manually entered wrong, or there is some other issue. So
Okay.
that's how we deal with such kind of issues.
Okay, okay, great. That's a cool functionality. So, what I understood is that mainly we change the values. Like, basically, we don't need to go to the database and change it. Instead, we can directly do it here. So it's the
Mm,
easier thing, right? Okay, good.
right.
Okay, thank you.
But all the data, this will user related data that will come from the HR
Yeah,
source.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
understood. Thank you.
So now coming back to our SailPoint UI. We talked about widgets and quick links. So these are the quick links, and we can see if you see here the menu bar here, it has the different quick links like my task, manage access, and so you can also navigate to these quick links from here. But just for the ease, we add them here so that as soon as I log in into the SailPoint, I should have access to these cards and I can do whatever is needed just clicking on them rather than navigating onto the different menus and try to find them. Okay, so these the three quick links which you see here. Okay, these are the out of the box quick link.
Ronnie, sorry to interrupt you. Even Abhishek is there in the meeting, right? So we are recording the meeting, right? And will that recorded sessions will be provided to us?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that
Okay,
will be
great.
provided.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
So now these are the quick links out of the quick links which is available from SailPoint, and we can modify these quick links. We can add custom quick links. So we can play around with these quick links. Okay, but when you install SailPoint, it comes with some out of the box features, out of the box quick links. So that will be shown here, and you can see these are the three quick links. So once we install SailPoint on your machine, this will show these three quick links. Okay. So now first let me go through these the different tabs. Okay. Then we'll come back to these quick links. We already talked on widgets and quick links, how to add them, how to remove them. Like if right now I'm on home. Okay, so when I click on my work, okay, so there are different options you will see here, but you are not going to use every option on a day-to-day basis. There are some options which we use on a frequently basis, on a day-to-day basis, but we rarely use some of the features. So we'll discuss more on the features which we use on a day-to-day basis, but the features which is not required, we usually will not go into that much detail. So under my work, as name suggests, the work which is related to me. Okay, so it this particular tab contains all those things like my access reviews, request, policy violation,